welcome back to my vlog. So today, this morning, we have been getting the front of the house sandblasted and we're just waiting for the heritage officer to come back and okay the rest of the work. Tabitha's playing with Pepper. And I thought I would just show you the progress so far, what is going on and how it looks. It's quite a process, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks it will be complete and the house will look totally different. So let's go and have a look outside. Right. Okay, so we're outside now and I'm just going to turn you around so you can see the work that's being done. So this is a test patch here. And you can see all the flint and stones exposed and it looks really lovely. And then there's a test patch here for the brick. And then over here, there's a test patch here on the porch. So I think we're just going to get the sides of the porch done and then paint the interior of the porch, which I think will look good. So this is a smaller version of one of the machines that's being used here. So that's where we're at with things now, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks I will be able to come out here and show you this complete and it will look like a totally different house. And I have had the front door, I painted the front door a couple of weeks ago. It's for a campaign on Instagram and I think it looks lovely. John's next door, I have not left her on her own. So there's a hallway there and it goes through to the next room. So it looks like Pepper. Have you been playing with Tabitha? Have you? Pepper! Pepper! Is that Pepper, Tabitha? You come see Pepper? Do you come over and see Pepper? Cuddle! Good girl! Pepper's so good with her. Very gently. We do not pull the cat's tail. Very gently. Gently, gently, gently. I never know how to say that. Oh, good girl. I think Pepper's had enough. I've just put Tabitha down for a nap and I am going to tidy the kitchen now. It's a little bit messy and we had a little bit of drama this morning with Pepper, who had a pretty bad tummy upset to say the least. John's done a really good job already cleaning and tidying everything, but I just want to get a bit tidier in here. The chaps have left for the day. Out the front they, oh, I haven't turned her sleep on, so I use the Huckleberry app for her naps and things, so I should probably do that. Added on her milk. We only add on her milk and naps now. We don't bother with all the other bits because she's over one. But yes, the chaps have left for the day out the front, which is a little bit annoying because it's going to cost us like I think like £400 or £500 for the test patch, but we have to do it all by the book and because the cottage is listed. So yeah, they're going to come back and we're going to have to organise that at some point. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and then get tidying on the kitchen. This is a new dress that I have. I love it, absolutely love it. I will link it below. It's I'm going to say her name wrong because I'm dyslexic and it's awful, but it's a lovely lady called Kate. I think her surname's Barnett. Let me just check. Kate. No, I did get it right. Kate Barnett Limited. She's on Instagram. You can see that's probably backwards, isn't it? And it's just, she messaged me the other day and was like, would you like one of my dresses? Obviously. Look how, it's just, you know, I've obviously put quite a bit of weight on since I had my C-section, so my tummy was quite sore. But it's just stunning and very, you know, forgiving. And oh, I have one of my Sonder Fleur dresses on this morning and oh dear, I need to wear a different bra with this, I think. There we go. And I was just feeling really hot and sweaty and I saw this package that I'd had in the dining room and I thought, oh, I wonder if that, so I opened it and it was this, and so I put this on, and John said he really likes it. So anyway, I'm making a cup of tea because it's been a bit of a morning. Hopefully Tabitha will be asleep for at least an hour, if not 2, so I've got a bit of time to get things done. I'm going in the dishwasher. I was going to go over to my mum's today, obviously, because the guys are here out the front, and we've also got the garage coming down in the back garden, and we're going to have a home office built, which I'm really looking forward to, and I've wanted it done for ages. But you know when you finally like get something done and it's just kind of like a bit overwhelming, isn't it? So I was going to take Tabby with me, but I'm kind of, well, I'm going to my mum's, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because it meant I could be here when the heritage officer arrived and just have an opinion and a say on everything that was going on at the front. And not that I needed to, I just stayed out of the way, to be honest, but it was just nice to see how it looks and see potentially what it's going to look like, which I'm really excited about. Also really nervous because it is costing quite a bit of money, but it is something that when we bought the house, I said I wanted doing, so I have saved up for it and I have got the money aside. But you know, yeah, so I'm just going to make an Earl Grey. John's in the back room, which is the dining room, in a meeting, and yeah, so that's a room that I'm not able to use because John uses it for work when he's working from home, and he works from home a lot, so that's why it'd be good to get the garage done. And the chaps aren't coming to sort the garage out until later today, and I need to put tea cakes in the teapot. And we've also got the plumber coming because I'm pretty irritated. The taps have dropped in the bath, and I noticed they just dropped a bit out of the wall. Oh, someone is phoning me. Hello? That was the guy for the front of the house with the sandblasting, the guy that is just like in charge of, oh my hair, look, this is postpartum hair, it's ridiculous, in charge of booking everything in, so we're going to get that done next week, which is scary. I don't know, I always feel like when you're getting something like that done, it's like, yay, it's being done, but then when it's actually being done, it's kind of like terrifying. Don't know if that's just me. So yeah, we've got a lot going on at the moment. We need to get the kitchen done, but I've had a bit of a nightmare. I'm meant to be working with a really nice kitchen brand, and the marketing team have been fantastic and lovely, but it's just been a bit of a nightmare trying to like finalise everything and get it all sorted, and come to an agreement, which is quite often the way when you're doing campaigns and things. But yeah, it's not a small job. It's not like, you know, when a company comes to you and they've, you know, want you to work on advertising. What did I do recently? Like I did a really lovely job with Arla, and that was for wildlife, and that's not too invasive on your day-to-day life, because, you know, I can plan a couple of days to film, a couple of days to edit, and then a couple of days to write the caption and get the content all together, all of that sort of thing, then get it sent over, approved, and then have time for edit. So it can take a couple of days, but when it's a kitchen, you're talking potentially months of it being quite invasive. I don't know what's happening with that, but it would be nice to get it done because it's really mismatched. I don't know if you can see properly here, but we've got these cabinets up there were from John's brother's kitchen. Their old kitchen, they had theirs redone, and their new one's stunning. And then we've got the old ones that were in our cottage down here, the green ones, which I don't particularly like. I don't really like the colour, and I know it's really in at the moment, and whenever anyone comes over, they're like, oh, it's so lovely, and I'm like, oh, thank you. And I also want to, over here, get the washing machine outside in the garage when that's changed into the home office, so it will have a section in it for the washing, and then have a like pantry cupboard there, because currently our pantry cupboard is in the corner here, which is, you know, if I come and stand here, it's not very accessible to get into because we've got the fridge here. And it would be nice to have a built-in fridge. I'm going to turn you around so it's easier for me to explain. So I'd like to have a built-in fridge here, and then the worktop sweeping round and having a corner here, and then have corner cupboard going along there and a cupboard coming along here until it comes up to there where the fridge is. Obviously cupboarding up there where the fridge is, and then this all cupboarded up to sort of like there-ish, and then these shelves will be moved to the other side, and then on the other side we've got some smaller shelves. So I basically just switched the shelves around. So that's what I'm like, you know, planning on doing. Sorry, I need to sort the kitchen out, it's messy as I mentioned. This is a totally unfiltered version of my life. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and yeah. Okay, right, I'm gonna go and pour the tea and have a sit down, and I need to do some video editing as well, so let's get that done. I'm doing my work in the living room, in our front room, because obviously John's in the room there, which we've barricaded so Tabitha can't keep walking because she can push the door open now, and just mainly to stop her from disturbing him. And so I work sitting here a lot of the time, and when Tabitha goes over to my mum's once a week, or sometimes she doesn't because mum will have her for a weekend and I have a work away, so I work in here when she's napping and get as much done as I possibly can. It's the only stressful thing about kind of like working for yourself and having your own company when you are also a mother, because I don't feel comfortable putting her in childcare yet. She can't talk, she can't tell me what's, you know, if anything's wrong. I'm so sorry about my hair, it's ridiculous, isn't it? And I don't really want, there's one that I really like, a child minding place like nursery, but it's like 40 minutes away, and it just, I'm not sure what to do, if I should send her there or not, because 40 minutes is a long way, isn't it? But it's the best one that I found. I just didn't feel comfortable with any of the others that we went to. They just, I don't know, I just, yeah, I think you just have a feeling, don't you, as a parent. But yes, right, I'm gonna go get my laptop. I need to go and bother John and get that, and get editing content from our stay in Castle Combe, which I'll be doing now, and you'll see that go up before you see this go up. So yeah, I'll put a link here and you can go over and have a look at that, and I hope you really enjoy watching it. Let me know. So the front of the house has been sandblasted. It was quite messy, but it's been done and I love it, and I want to show you what it looks like now, just in case you're thinking of getting it done yourself or you want to be nosy. I mean, who doesn't love to have a look at other people's houses? So let's go outside. Such a beautiful day. And I'm taking Tabitha out today to go and see my friend's puppies at her farm, and she's still asleep. She's been asleep for nearly 3 hours. Always on the days when you want to do stuff, isn't it? Right, are you ready? Now that is just so pretty and just so much better. So everything just sort of, I dug as much out as I could, but everything did sort of get destroyed. But you know, that's just the way it goes, and a lot of these things will just grow back up next year, which is good. But anyway, I've put some more roses in. These are Spectre roses from David Austin, I think I'm saying that right, which were originally in these pots. However, I've always wanted hydrangeas at the front of my cottage, so I went out and bought these, which are Limelight, and this one's got a flower on it. They were £13 each. They do come up quite big, and the lady that was working at the garden centre said it's fine to put them in pots. They're already in pots obviously, but I've got a lot of space in here, so we'll be able to, yeah, put them in bigger pots later on, and then when I need to, I'm probably just going to pop them in the ground over here. But anyway, back to what we came out to have a look at, the stonework. We weren't sure whether or not to get the porch done, but I'm really glad that we did. We didn't get the inside of it done because it just, I think, would be too dark, and you can't see it, can you, because it's so light outside. And I think it's going to need repainting anyway, because it's flaking off a bit here. But he was saying, the guy that did it was saying that the, I think it's Santex that was on it, not paint. Yeah. Won't cause a problem in here anyway, and also it was really difficult for him to be in here in sandblast because of the length of the sandblaster or something, but this is going to get redone at some point. He also very kindly sandblasted my path for me down here, so that's all been cleaned up, which I've wanted doing for ever since we moved in. He couldn't sandblast the gate either. He had a go, but it's too much paint on it, and the same for the triangle that's on top of the door up there. Had a go at doing that, but it just yeah, it was apparently not coming up very well. I'll show you here. I sort of wish she had just done it, to be honest, because this is not great, and I've tried and tried with a sander and with a scraper to get that off, but I think we're going to have to unfortunately use chemicals on it, which I don't really want to do. But yeah, I'm also going to be changing this light because I just do not like it whatsoever, and it's a bit broken and rusty, and yeah, it's not great really, is it? So I'm going to change that, and oh yeah, that's how it's coming along out the front, and I absolutely love it, and the cottage is coming along really, really nicely. So yeah, the next job is to get the garage done, which is currently being demolished outside. The one guy came, I literally couldn't believe this, one guy came, excuse me while I put my shoes on, and demolished it all on his own in a day, which to me is insane because yeah, no way I could have done that. And it had all these massive like concrete walls on it, corrugated iron metal roof, which is, yeah, pretty light and easy. I think even I could have lifted that, but yeah, okay. So now I'm stepping through what was once the door into the garage. Let me just turn you around and show you. Ignore my washing over there. So this is an old desk from John's dad that we don't actually want. It was very nice of him to give it to us. It was really useful for that winter, so we could keep things up off the floor, but we are getting rid of that. I'm going to get a new desk for working. So this space is going to be transformed into a home office slash washroom. So by washroom I mean we were thinking of putting maybe like a sofa or something like that for when people come to stay, like a sofa bed, and yeah, that's how that's coming along. And we had to do it all like to make sure it's all fire safe, because obviously we live in a thatched cottage, make sure it's all like regulated and done properly. So we're using a family builder for that, and hopefully that will be done. I don't want to slam that, Tabitha's asleep. Hopefully that will be done in the coming, this hair I tell you, weeks. And I've got a collaboration for the dining room, which is currently where John's working, and I really need to get that done. I'm getting a bit like stressed about not having done it yet. It's a decoration for the room, and then that means we'll have a dining room, because currently we are, just a bit of reality, feeding Tabitha in the kitchen on a stool. She sits in the high chair and I sit on a stool, or John, and it's just not what I wanted for her, but she's so little still, it doesn't hugely matter, and she eats at a table when we go out or when we take her to the grandparents' house and things like that. So that's getting done, and then the next job after that's the kitchen, and I think then I'm probably done, although John said I'm probably going to find other things to want to do, which I can't think right now. There's a few touching up bits, like painty touchy up bits that need doing, but other than that I think that's about it. So yeah, that's what it's like having your house sandblasted. It was very, very messy. There's a lot of sand everywhere still. And I have cleaned, oh, that was not a pretty sight. So let's turn this around. So I have cleaned the windows and cleaned down here, but there is a lot of sand still, even though, no, like I've hoovered and stuff, but yeah, it is what it is. What do you think, Pepper? What do you think? Do you like it? Do you think it looks better? Do you think it's going to make all the other cats in the village jealous? Just come here. She's in a little bit of a mood because she knocked me and knocked a watering can over here, and it was absolutely full of feed and it smells like a farmyard. And I think she might have got some on her. It's totally organic and natural and fine, so I'm not particularly worried, but yeah, she's not very happy with me. Are you? Boris, are you coming to say hello? Hello. Hello, handsome. Hi. You say hello? Oh, now you want to come up because you think there's food, do you? There is no food, Pepper. Do you think there's food? You're such a good boy. You're such a good girl. The last couple of weeks Pepper's taken to coming upstairs when I go up to bed first, because I usually go up to bed first, and cuddling up with me, and we have not let them upstairs obviously because we've had a baby. I will wipe that off, Pepper. But she's absolutely loving it, aren't you? Coming up for a cuddle. Righty-ho. I'm hot. I'm going to have a little sit down and drink my tea. I just made lunch. Oh, let me quickly show you. We've eaten some of it already. But I made a really pretty tart, delicious tart, for lunch. It was just with vegetables from the garden. Yeah, I've eaten most of it already. And I've put some aside for Tabitha for when she wakes up. But it's just tomatoes, courgette, onion and feta, which I did not make myself. But I made the vegetables on puff pastry with some herbs. And that's what we had for lunch. And then I put Tabitha's lunch over here, which doesn't look very appetising, but it is. This is a veggie bake thing, which is just full of vegetables. Some leftover pasta from last night, some crunchy straws, and then a tiny little bit of tart here. I don't give tomatoes because she can't eat them properly. And then some strawberries for when she's finished. All that needs doing now are the windows. I've painted the porch. It needs another coat of paint, and looking at it I think I might actually have to do some more wood filler, but yeah, I'm probably not doing that properly, but anyway, I've tried. The windows still need doing, as you can see. I've touched them up a little bit because it's been so wet recently, but they will need doing properly. I've planted loads in the beds here and across here. We just picked these up from these pumpkins. They were from a wedding that was going on locally. And I think it just looks fabulous. It's a lot tidier now, don't you think? So this has arrived from Stocky Dee for our new puppy, not for you, Pepper. Let's have a look. This is for the new dog. Isn't it lovely? Very intrigued, aren't you? Wouldn't put a collar on you. You would not allow that, would you? So what have we got? Oh, pretty dog poo bag. This is my favourite bit. Look at this. Isn't that lovely? And then there's this collar for when the puppy's bigger. So first collar, second collar, and you can send this back and get I think a bit of a discount or something, and good Pepper playing with the dog sheet, and they donate it to like good causes, animal charities, that sort of thing, which I think is really good because it's super high quality and it's got velvet inside. Pepper, I can't let you eat that, I'm afraid. It's a dog treat. It's not a cat treat. It's not a cat treat, but I can get you some dreamies in a minute. And then a really pretty rope lead that I went with instead of just the lead that was all like this. I thought the rope lead was more practical and just very smart. And yeah, we get the puppy next weekend, so I'm sure there will be a vlog all about the puppy. So let's wrap this up before Pepper decides to eat the dog biscuit. And we have a tummy upset on our hands, which we do not need, Pepper Cat, do we? Okay, I thought I would come and show you out the back of the cottage. Let me just pop this up here. I thought I would show you out the back of the cottage. We have been having the garage knocked down, and we've had the new home office built. I've not really shared much of this because it's quite modern, but why not? I thought you might like to have a look. So we're gonna go in the garden and I will show you, I'll just talk you through it and show you. The garden's a total mess right now because I just thought, what's the point in spending lots of time doing the garden out the back, even though I did in the spring for the summer because we didn't have this done then, so we could enjoy it a bit. But now I just left it, quite honestly. So okie dokie. Right, so this is the back of our house here, and this is where we park our car, and that's our neighbour. So here we used to have a garage that looked very much like this one, except it was blue and the door was all smashed in and it was just falling down. And we have decided to rebuild it, and it's exact same footprint, exact same size and everything, and it's been turned into our home office slash our laundry room and storage room. So we've had to meet with all fire regulations and health and safety things, which is why it's made of this metal, because if it was made purely of like wood or anything like that, we'd have to have special like fire paint safety coating stuff. I don't know, we've had a builder do it all properly. So the inside like is going to be metal, stainless steel I think, and then it's got this wooden frame around it, and then inside that it's going to be insulated, and then we're going to have board put on it. So this half over here is going to be the office. So imagine this is sort of going to be where like John's desk goes, and it'll be looking out over the garden that way, which is really nice. And then there's going to be a bookshelf and all sorts, and little wallpaper. I've got some wallpaper left over from a collaboration that I did with Sandberg Wallpaper. I'm probably saying that wrong, dyslexic, so forgive me. And it's stunning, and we've got it in the bedroom, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to put it in here. And then this section here, let's move you guys over here. Hello. So let's go back here. So here is going to be, I did not shut the back gate. Hey, sorry about that. The gate was doing my head in. It annoys me when I don't shut it, and it just, you know, bashes constantly. So yeah, that's what this, I basically explained. That's what this is going to look like. And then in the ceiling, we're going to have a spotlight here and a spotlight here. I thought, like, let's make it really modern, you know, because it's a really modern building against a very, very old thatched cottage, and it seems silly to try and make it anything that it's not. And quite often with building regs, it's fine to make things the opposite, because it's just obvious to show where the new stuff is. And this isn't like a livable space in the sense of anyone will be like staying or living in it, so it's just a laundry room and home office. So we're gonna have more spotlights around here, and that's kind of it. And then from this window here, there's a window here, we can see my gorgeous greenhouse. Love my greenhouse. And you can see the builders have made a huge mess of the garden, but the grass is growing back. I didn't actually realise it was already growing back. That is amazing. Do you see that? So yes, that's where we're at with building things, life things generally. And I'm a little bit rubbish for sharing things because I just generally think that it's maybe boring for people, but I don't think it is, because I'm super nosy and I like to see what other people are up to. In the garden here, let me show you. So here, we used to have this enormous clematis, which is still there. It's the famous pink one that everyone has. I don't like it because it takes over, and on the last building that was here, it was like all up the side, all over the roof, all over next door. It was just like, it was just too much for this small space. So we've decided not to have it there anymore, which is sad, but I think it was just not right for the space. And instead we're going to put a little shed in here to store, you know, garden stuff. And then here there's more than enough space for some miniature raised beds, and that's what's going to go there. And this section is looking a little worse for wears. Gosh, this is embarrassing. I can't even believe I'm showing anyone this. Did I see a red tomato? No, they're just sort of going, aren't they? There's some red chilies up there that desperately need a water. It's still getting really hot in here. Look, yesterday, 30, well, that's today, 30.6. Gosh. Anyway, that's where we're kind of at with things in the garden. It's a total mess, and I'm hoping when that's done, I can then just sort of get to work landscaping and clearing everything over, letting it all just settle for the winter, and yeah, then next year sorting out everything else. And we're going to get like a seating section here and have some lovely seating and maybe a umbrella, because it gets so unbelievably hot, hence the greenhouse there. And that's about it. So I hope that that was interesting and you like seeing the sandblasting and the home office space. I'm going to go inside and make myself a cup of tea now, and I hope to see you on our next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like the video, and let me know what you think in the comments. So bye bye!